Hello, hello. So, can we talk about workouts? This is on my mind because I've talked to several women who have made comments to me in the last week or so. I'm doing this short challenge where I've given women a 3-day plan to decrease bloat, get some quick wins, right? I want them to be able to see that with the right kind of approach, you can absolutely make some progress. And so it's not a total solution, but I've given them this 3-day plan to help them drop some bloat weight, drop some inches, reduce inflammation. And part of it, I have movement included in it, right? And so as I'm talking with women in this last week or so, they're really interested in continuing on that journey. Like they have long-term goals, right? I mean, it's not about a 3-day plan and you think overnight or over, 2 or 3 nights, you're going to lose all the weight that you want to lose. We all know that. But here's where we kind of go awry, right? So as you're thinking about moving forward and you have these goals of losing weight and toning up and looking fit. I hear that a lot more often. Women tell me, I want to look fit. And I love that because that healthy fit look, I mean, that feels so great, both inside and out. And it's easier to dress. And I mean, just all the things, right? So, but what they tell me is, well, I know that I've got to start lifting heavy. I've got to start doing X, Y, and Z. And I understand why you think that. I mean, you hear that all the time. Social media, I mean, it's plastered everywhere. Women over 40 need to lift heavy shit. Well, to some extent that's true. But the reason I'm doing this episode in particular is because I think we need to clarify some things, and I'd like to help you to understand that there's a lot more to it than just lifting heavy shit. All right. When we get over 40, so much changes in our bodies that have to do with metabolism and strength, and not just the changes don't just affect us right now, but they affect us in the long term if we don't know how to manage this in the appropriate way. And the truth is that when we're talking about exercise and workouts, we cannot do the same things that we did when we were in our 20s. And I know on the surface, you're like, well, duh, like, no shit, Lori, I know that I can't do that. But let's talk about it on a little bit deeper level, because it's more complicated than just, you're 45 or you're 55 and you can't do the same things that you did at 25. Movement has to be what I call meno-effective. You have to have meno-effective workouts. We're all at different fitness levels. We're all going through this menopause transition differently. Our metabolism is at different places. It needs to get working in an effective way, but where you start is all in different places. And so much of your history and nutrition and past dieting patterns, past exercise experiences, all of that comes into play now. And it all has to be considered in determining what is meno effective for you and in terms of workouts. And in part, you got to make sure that those workouts are not too hard, in the sense that they're not stressing your metabolism or your body in the wrong ways and in the wrong timing, so that you do get stronger, but you do that without injury, without putting too much stress and strain on your joints, without putting too much stress and strain on your metabolism. Or that lift heavy shit mantra that you're seeing online can come back to bite you in the ass. I'm just throwing out all the cuss words today. But if you guys listen to my podcast, you know that that is mild for me, especially if you follow me on social media, right? So what I do with clients is I like to approach workouts. We customize them for you, but I approach them from this kind of three bears mentality. I talk about workouts needing to be just right. They need to be just right for where you are, and they need to continue being just right as you move forward. So clients in our 12-week program, for example, they're doing effective workouts, all of them are, but they're doing them differently because they have to be just right for each different woman, right? And that way, in that way, we keep them being effective. We keep them effective for you. We keep them effective in the sense that they're effective for your metabolism as we're moving you through phases of fat loss to get you to your goals and to get you to your goals in a way that you actually sustain that loss. They're effective on a day-to-day basis so that you're burning more calories, not just when you work out, but across the entire day. And they're effective so that they're helping to contribute to your fat loss, not just your weight loss, but to your fat loss. And they're just right and effective in the sense that they keep you making forward progress. You don't get stuck hitting a wall, as people talk about, or hitting a plateau, right? So think about it this way, because I know that it seems counterintuitive when I talk about some of this stuff, but hear me out on this. I know it seems logical to say, okay, go hard, get in there, lift heavy shit, go for it, try harder, no pain, no gain, right? Well, that's all bullshit when it comes to our metabolism in our bodies now. So I want you to think about it this way. I love a good DIY project, right? I mean, you may be very well the same way. You give me, I can think up all kinds of projects to do on the house, for example. And I think oftentimes we think of our body as like this DIY project when that can be dangerous. And here's the point I want to make about this. So we all love this, this idea of doing these DIY home projects, but you wouldn't start a DIY project by tearing down the walls in your house or adding an addition on your own, right? That's not DIY. That's expert level shit, right? For several reasons. And I don't know about you, but like I know my limits when it comes to DIY. I have painted rooms, I have taken wallpaper off myself, although I wouldn't even probably tackle that right now. Um, I've changed out the kitchen cabinet knobs. I've I've tackled some pretty amazing projects, but I know my limits. And if you jumped into straight up advanced renovation projects, what's going to happen? You start tearing walls down, you could compromise the integrity of your entire house. If you watch, oh gosh, what's the name of it? I love it. HGTV. Love those programs. So the Rambling Redhead, if you guys, I know I'm going, this is a tangent, but the Rambling Redhead, I think is what she goes by on social media. And I cannot think of no Reno Demo, right? That's the name of her show. Do you guys watch that? I absolutely love her. She is from, it's total side tangent here. Sorry. She's from close to where we live. And I would fangirl all over if I ran into her anywhere. But they have a restaurant, they have a coffee shop. We've been to the restaurant. Amazing. It's up in Allen, I think it is. Anyway, I watch all those shows on HGTV, and sometimes it can make you think you can do a lot more than you can, but I know better. But from watching those shows, we know about load-bearing walls, right? In our house, we know that sometimes those experts get in there and they're like, oh, well, we want to do this, but we've got to make sure. And they find out that there's a load-bearing wall and they can't tear that particular wall out and they have to figure out a fix. Those are things that experts know about. You go tearing walls down in your house and you don't know what you're doing and you tear down a load-bearing wall, you're going to F some S up, right? So let's take that analogy to our bodies. We know that about the house, but then we'll go buy a cute workout outfit and we'll jump right into, gladiator mud training camp or CrossFit, what the hell ever they call it, right? And you do that and you're like, what the? Okay, look, I love a good challenge, but I don't want a torn ligament. I don't want to blow out a knee. For women over 40, and especially those of us in our 50s, it is really crucial that we have exercise that's customized to us, that respects our body's current capabilities, it respects where our metabolism is. And I'm not trying to give you like a cop out, not at all. If you have the right, if you have one of those just right kinds of workout plans, the way I customize them, our clients feel it. They know they've gotten a good workout in. I'm not like going easy on them, but they're just right in the sense that they are not pushing themselves beyond internally what they need to be pushing themselves beyond. They're not stressing their metabolism, and they're not pushing their joints and their body and other fitness capacity. They're not pushing beyond where they need to be for right now. That way, we can safely increase your strength and endurance. We can do that without avoiding injuries, just like you would ensure that your house is structurally sound before you go tearing walls down or adding, this amazing new kitchen or living space, right? We focus on the basics first, and the basics for you are going to be in a different place than the basics for the next person. That's what I mean by it being just right. That's how we set our clients up for success. That's how we make sure that they get a transformation, get to their goals now, but it's in a way that respects their abilities, protects the integrity of their structure, your body, and takes you progressively from where you are now to where you want to be. All right. There are clients who come to me after going to, big box gyms or using programs that are designed for 20 somethings or 30 somethings, or here's a real common one. They'll hire a trainer who's not really fluent in like perimenopause and menopause metabolism, as I will put it. And he tells them, oh, you just got to try harder, no pain, no gain. And when that happens, you are risking further metabolic damage besides the fact that you're risking injury. And I've had a lot of clients have those experiences and tell me that, their knees are messed up. Now they're weak. Their back is weak. They have a lot of soreness in a shoulder when they try to lift anything, even, as heavy as a gallon of milk. Exercise has to be customized in a way that's just right for your body. So you start gaining and you keep gaining strength and gaining confidence. That's a big part of it too. You learn your body and you learn through self-awareness what it is that is challenging to you, how that feels, because I give you the education about it too, right? I don't want to just tell you what to do, but I want you to start understanding why you're doing the things that you're doing, how what you're doing is working, because I want you to be able to pace yourself in ways that are just right once you're beyond coaching and beyond working with me. I want you to know your body's needs and be able to fulfill those. And when you can do that, exercise actually begins to be enjoyable. I know that you may hear that and roll your eyes. I did the same thing when I started working out. I was like, I will never like this shit. It is torture. But you begin to appreciate the benefits of movement when it's done in the right way, when it's just right for you. And it can feel like physical and mental therapy to you. And it dang sure feels great when you start to love the way your body looks. You do start to look fit and feel fit, and you love the way your clothes look and feel on you. The dressing room and trying on new clothes is a joy, rather than something that you dread, right? We all want to have those kinds of feelings and that kind of progress now. But even more importantly, what I help our clients do is get to what we all ultimately want. We all ultimately want to have strength and maintain a quality of life as we get older. And I hope this episode helps you to understand that requires workouts that start where you are and grow with you. So there you go. I got that off my chest today. This was a quick one, but I hope it was helpful. If you want to learn more about what workouts that are just right for you would look like, then send me a message with the keywords just right. And I'll jump in chat with you. You can send me a DM in instant Instagram, or you can send me a private message in Facebook. You can email me, tons of ways to get in touch with me, but send me a message just right. And that will cue me that you want to talk about just right workouts, and we can start chatting there. Thanks you guys for spending time with me today. And I'll see you right back here next time.